Although the sprint car season in Ontario is just about to kick off this weekend at Merrittville Speedway, I got Alex Hill on the line. She's been racing for weeks already, all over the countryside, all over North America, and she's actually on her way home from a rainout right now. So she's not racing tonight, but I'm sure she's got a busy schedule ahead of her. Alex, thank you so much for taking the time.
Yeah, thank you for calling me.
So you guys have you've been all over Texas, Oklahoma, and Ohio already this year. What have weekends on the road been like so far?
It's been pretty fun. I've been learning a lot.
I mean, you're going to so many different speedways and different facilities. It must feel like you're picking up new knowledge every single time you back this car out of the trailer.
Yeah, we were in Dallas like a month ago, and I ran a race, and I didn't make the A or anything, but Daryl, my crew chief, said that I did pretty good, and that was one of my best races that I've raced, which I didn't think, but yeah.
And I know that Daryl Turford's been so instrumental in your development so far, and it's such a great pairing to have someone like that out on the road with you who's sort of been there and done that at a really elite level. Of all the speedways you've gone to already in 2016, has Daryl had experience at all of them?
Yeah, pretty much all of them, and he always says that he has streaks, and then I end up ruining them.
So he's putting that on you. That's a lot of pressure on you then.
Yeah. It's funny, though.
Now, you've been racing already with some of the elite of the 360 division. I mean, you've been out there with some huge names already this season. I mean, when you're seeking out elite level, top level talent like that, I mean, that has to just be another key to your development in terms of, racing against the best and learning from the guys that have won a lot of races and championships.
Yeah, it's pretty fun racing against like the top notch guys, and like I really like racing in Ohio because even the 305 series is really, really tough, and like they're all good drivers, and you learn a lot.
Now, you were on your way to Attica tonight. Am I correct? Is that where you were headed?
Yeah, that's where we were going.
Okay, so then that was going to be another 305 race?
Yeah, and then tomorrow we're supposed to race in Merrittville with the 360.
So is that still on then? I mean, the forecast for Merrittville still looks good?
I think it looks good. I haven't looked at it, but I was looking at Attica. Oh, Daryl said it's a 0% chance.
Perfect. So if you get to Merrittville, now for the first time this year, you're going to have Corey Turner there with you, and you'll be able to sort of bounce things back and forth. Does it help having a second car there? Are you looking forward to kind of having a teammate there so you guys can figure things out together on Saturday night?
Yeah, I think it's pretty cool having a teammate, especially like someone like Corey, because he's a really good driver and stuff like that. And I think it'll be pretty cool to have one. And Dane's supposed to be racing tomorrow too.
Oh, so there you go. So you're gonna have the Hills Racing platoon there with you. Now, yeah. I know that having those guys it helps, but does that also sort of put extra pressure on you, knowing that if they make the A main, you definitely got to go out there and qualify for it as well?
Yeah, it kind of does. Because the other night at the shop, I remember Trevor, who's Corey's crew guy, he said something about what did he say? He said something like trying to think of what he said. He said something about I'll be trying to chase him or something, and we start laughing. I was like, I'll be laughing Corey. We were all just joking about it, and that's pretty cool to do. Like,
yes, starting the smack talk and the chirping already.
Yeah, yeah.
So how much experience do you have at Merrittville, though? Because I know that, when you were racing the crate car for the longest time, the crate cars obviously did not compete at Merrittville. You're relatively new to 360 racing. Have you been there before for an event?
If it's the right track, I'm pretty sure we were there last year once.
And I know that Corey likes going to Merrittville, but he always mentions how difficult it is to run there in a sprint car. That it's not really a sprint car type of track. It's kind of difficult and different from a lot of the other facilities that you go to. Is that correct?
I don't really know. If it's the track I'm thinking about, it's pretty hard, and I'll probably have to learn from him since he's been there a couple times and like take notes from him. But Yeah.
I know that a lot of the events that you guys have gone out on the road for, it hasn't resulted in a berth in the A main, but I kind of got the feeling that your team went into this season knowing that you might not qualify for a lot of features right out of the gate. I mean, was the plan sort of to learn and not worry as much about results through the first half of this season?
Yeah, I think that's what we're planning on doing, just, like, kind of learn in the first half, and then, like, we're still going to try and make it to the A, but, like, more so learning, I think, this year.
Every time I talk to a sprint car racer in Ontario that's relatively young in age, the first thing they tell me is how long it takes to get good at racing a sprint car. You know, it's the sort of thing where it just takes a lot of laps and it takes a lot of experience, and it's not the kind of car that you can just sort of strap into and sort of dominate right away. Has that been drilled into your head as well, being surrounded by so many veterans and so many guys that have been doing this for decades?
Kind of, but not really. I think it is that you just need to, like, get more laps and, like, practice and, like, try and race with best of the best to get better. But yeah, I think it's it's pretty hard driving 360.
I know when I spoke with your father, Miles, about a month ago when I came and visited the shop, he explained to me how important your development was this season. He wasn't really, we didn't talk about chasing trophies or going after feature wins. He just wanted to make sure that you came out of 2016 a more knowledgeable driver than you did going into the season. Has he been happy so far with your development through the first 2 months of the year?
Yeah, I think so. I think everyone just wants me to learn and, like, do laps and stuff like that. But I think, like, at the same time we do want to make A mains and not just do the heat and the B or whatever. But I think my dad's pretty happy with it so far.
Well, that's what matters. I mean, if you can keep the boss happy,
yeah.
the driver's going to be happy, and Daryl's going to be happy, and then it makes that whole drive home feel a lot shorter if everyone's in a good mood.
Yeah. Make sure no one's mad.
That's all that matters. When you compare the tracks in Texas and Oklahoma to where you've raced so far in the Midwest, up in Ohio, can you feel the difference when you're behind the wheel of the car? I mean, is the clay different? Is the way that the speedways are set up? I mean, can you tell that you're in a different area of the country? Does it have a different feel to it?
I know we were in I think it was in Texas. I think it was Waco, Texas. No, it was a different one. But we had the dirt or whatever was, like, orangey, and it was, like, really, really, it was Bronco Speedway, and it was orange clay or whatever, and it was really banked, and I really noticed that a lot of the tracks out there are banked.
So you get a lot of smaller facilities then in Ohio. I mean, compared to what you get in Texas. Is that what you're saying? Yeah,
there was quite a few tracks out there in Texas that were pretty small, and, like, a lot of them weren't, like, as big. And I don't know. I feel like just because Oswego's so wide and so big that I feel like every track is small compared to that.
So what's the schedule looking like for the next little while? I mean, obviously this weekend you're at Merrittville with the Patriot Tour. Where are we going to see you sort of moving forward? Next 2 weeks or so, where are you at on the road?
I think we're on the schedule. It says, it's supposed to say New York we're supposed to be going to, but Daryl changed it up a lot. So I don't even know.
You just sort of, you hop in the truck and you tell these guys to wake you up when you get to the border, right?
Yep.
Well, I mean, it's awesome to check in with you because I know a lot of your fans in Ontario are sort of wondering what's been happening with you. I know that you guys are going to be spending the bulk of this season away from Oswego, away from racing in Ontario. So it's important to kind of check in with you, make sure everything's going all right, and sort of get a feel for how your development is moving along.
Yeah, it sucks that we're not going to be at Oswego all the time because, like, it's so close to home and it's just, like, 10 minutes away from the house and stuff like that, and, like, all the fans and, like, all the people that we see there, like, weekly. But I think it'll be good for me and, like, the team to go out and try new tracks and see new places and like learn new and better things.
What has the fan reception been like out on the road? I mean, you're going to a lot of places where you've never been before. Have the fans been have they been showing you a lot of love when you show up at their facilities?
Yeah, when we were in Texas with the ASBS, they always do like driver introductions. In a couple tracks, they had like when I said my name, they'd do like a couple woos and claps, and then this one track they were like, I think because I was a girl and like so young, that there was a lot of claps and like woos.
Well, as long as they're making noise, noise, that's all that matters. As long as they're paying
That's
attention,
pretty cool.
That's all you care about. Well, I know that it's not possible to go out on the road, and I mean it's a huge financial commitment, and it doesn't happen without the sponsors that get you there. So show a little bit of love to the marketing partners that are keeping you out there racing against some of the best sprint car drivers in the country.
Yeah, I'd like to thank Townline Variety, Bear Claw Convenience, and Tobacco Plus, Tony Stewart Racing, Lawrence Lighting, Davis Fuels, and Aircall Hereford Farms.
Well, I'll tell you, it's always a pleasure checking in with you and seeing where your adventures are taking you, because you got more. Your passport gets a workout more than mine does, so it's nice to check in and see where you're at. I'm bummed for you that you don't get to race in Ohio tonight, but I'm really looking forward to seeing how you can do tomorrow at Merrittville.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks so much. We'll check in with you next week.
Yep, thank you.
There you have, folks. Patriot Sprint Tour tomorrow night at Merrittville. Alex Hill will be there alongside Corey Turner and Jane Nida.